Hey friends, here's your bonus video. As you can see, my floor is not real clean to be doing yoga, and I'm not in yoga clothes, but there was a request to do standing postures, especially for shoulders, neck, and upper back. And this seemed like a great moment to do that. So if you know any of my kids, don't tell them anything that you see because, of course, obviously we're in various stages of wrapping. So here we are. Just stand up for a second and begin to get a good feeling in your feet. We're going to go just a little bit side to side. Notice the weight moving from one foot to the other, maybe even from forward to back. I was just sitting down, and so actually this leg is asleep, which is really creating a lot of sensation at the moment. You could do this in stocking feet or barefoot, or if you're in your office with your shoes on, it's all good. So as you're ready, bring yourself into a steady kind of shoulder width, hip width apart, feet facing forward parallel to one another. It's not quite a ballet stance, but it's a good aligned way to stand. And what we're going to do is we're standing here, we're going to imagine drawing energy up from the earth, from our groundedness, plugging our feet into the ground, drawing that energy up our calves and shins. This is a little bit of a visualization we're doing here. Up through our knees, through our quads, our glutes, our hamstrings, drawing it up into our pelvis. Imagining that our pelvis is a nice, steady, balanced bowl, not tilted forward, not angled back, but nice and steady, a great bowl and holder for all of our internal organs. One of the great ways to let go of some of our stress during the day is to have a long open mouth exhale. You can also go breathing through a straw, but I find when I have to open my jaw, that intensifies my release, which is what we're looking for here, right? Nice. We're gonna roll our shoulders back and down. One of the helpful visualizations that I use is thinking about my shoulder blades on my back as kind of these two plates that sometimes are hunched forward a little bit, but what I want to do is bring them nice and flat back on my back. It also helps to open our hands, palms forward. We might usually stand with our palms to our sides or even back. Having the front of our hands while we're walking, especially we might have the front of our hands showing, but that kind of promotes us sitting like this, whereas when we have our front body open, we have more space to breathe, more breath to bring in, and it might feel uncomfortable, probably does. We also might kind of stand like this, even if we have our shoulders back, we might have our neck forward because we're always like this, right? Yeah, I am. So another thing you can imagine is pushing your chin back. It might feel exaggerated. But I can just about promise you it's not. It just feels weird to us because we're not used to doing it. If you'd like to, you can even go to a wall if I can fight my way back here. We don't necessarily want to stand like this because our spines are not made to be exactly straight, but it can kind of give us an idea of how far back our shoulders can go before they're really like lined up, right? All right, we spent a lot of time getting aligned. Here we are. So one thing we can do, I'm actually going to step further back here because I also am dealing with a ceiling fan. Whew. Let's just start by doing a few arm, I don't know what this is, swinging. You might notice that I'm doing right arm over, left arm over, right arm over, left arm over. If you want to do it slower, you're welcome to do that too. I just like getting a little bit of energy with it because that kind of gets me hyped up, right? tip for the wise. If you're having trouble falling asleep, or if your kids are having trouble falling asleep, you can try this swaying thing. It's not opening up your shoulders necessarily so much, but it calms your nervous system. So we're doing this one. We're keeping our trunk straight, just moving our arms, right? Getting a little bit going there. You could even do some of these. I would especially do ones where we're moving back instead of forward, because this is a very natural movement for us. This is the less natural one. Now, arms up to the sky. You can even bring your hands, you know, I don't know, prayer position if you want to, or just up to the sky. What we're gonna do is actually first, let's go over to the right. I mean, use your right, go over to the left. You can have both arms up. So if you put your feet together, both arms up, this is called crescent. Can you see? I'm the shape of a crescent, right? Right? We could also call this banana. You could also have your feet wide apart and your left hand on your hip. We're opening up this side body all the way to our hips, maybe even if you'd like to. Breathing might be hard. Let's keep doing it anyway. One more inhale, ooh, and back to center. Nice. Do a few rolls. We're gonna keep ourselves kind of moving here just to get that, maybe our lymph flowing, maybe our blood flowing, whatever energy it is we need to get flowing during this. I don't know if it's afternoon while you're watching this, but it's afternoon while I'm doing it, and we need to get ready for the second part of the day, right? Inhale your arms up to the sky again. And now we're gonna take our left arm up and over to the right. Again, if you'd like to do the crescent pose, you can do that. Wow, it feels like I can go way further on the side. Or stretch. And again, the continuing to breathe. One more. Ooh, back to center. Nice work. All right, we're gonna come back into this. This is Tadasana. We're in a yoga pose right here, right now. I love how it helps open up my collarbones with my hands, palms forward. Next one we can do on a wall or just wherever you are. We're gonna interlace our hands, bringing them up behind your head. You can keep your elbows at 90 degrees, or you can bring them further back and down. We're just gonna do both of them. Now, if you're against a wall, let's see, y'all might be able to see this. Can you see this still? You can put your elbows against the wall. Whoo! Let your head come through any amount. That makes the stretch a little bit more passive. You can stay there as long as you want. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna use the wall again, actually. I hope y'all have a wall that you can use. Hand to the wall, about shoulder height. Here's where we are. Let's do this thing. Shoulder height. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start turning away from it. So we're opening up this part of our bodies. You could use a door jamb. You know, you just need a spot. If you want to, you can move your arm up the wall. That'll bring the stretch more into your underarm. You can move your arm down the wall. That'll bring it more into the top of your shoulder, right? Whoo, even into your tricep perhaps, right? All right, let's do it on the other side, left arm. First, just straight to the wall. Oh, hey, yeah, this works. And then if you're ready, bring your arm up. And then your arm down. You may want to stay with each of these a little bit longer than I am, but I'm just trying to give you some ideas of ways to engage some of these opening stretches. Let's see. Let's do one more arms up pose, and then we'll call it good to go. So you're going to bring your right arm up, and your left arm is going to go down and come up. You might be able to grab your fingers. If that's like not going to work for you, you could do several different things. One could be grabbing a bag and using that as a weight. And then you can grab it with your hand. If you have a scarf, you could use a scarf, all kinds of stuff. You really don't even need the lower arm if you've got a good weight. You don't want it too heavy, but a good weight to get a nice stretch going on your arm. Sorry. Oh, thank you for joining me. Let's bring our hands to prayer position. One of the things that you can even do right here is to push energetically into your hands. That's activating this whole shoulder girdle, even your upper back a little bit, pressing, opposing forces. So you don't even see, what is that called? I think it's called isometric work. You're not even moving anything, but your muscles are firing. Get them woken up. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.